Hey there! So today we have another Darwin's Rants. It's been about a week since I did my last one. You guys haven't watched the last one. I think the last one was we're talking about some New York Times movies, which I'll talk a little bit about that, and then I got to talk about my week of training. Yeah, pretty much, including tomorrow. I'll be doing 30 hours of training in 5 days. All right, let's quickly talk about the films quickly. Last week we talked about some films. I did finish In Mood for Love. Yeah, In Mood for Love, Wong Kar-wai. Good film. Not super in love with it, but easily one of the best films I've ever seen. One of the best shot films I've ever seen. Oh my god. Colors, costume, movement, the framing, everything's like tight, and they're always stuck in there in that little frame, and beautiful film. Anyway, if you don't know, it's a Hong Kong movie. New York Times put it as the number 3 best film of the last 25 years. So if you're a film geek, watch some Wong Kar-wai. And that's actually crazy enough, the only Wong Kar-wai film that I've ever watched. So probably should need to spend some time watching Chungking Express and other stuff like that. So shout out to the geeks out there, right? Boom. Started training at a new job. Started last Friday and had to do it again on Monday, Tuesday, today for 9 hours, and tomorrow for another 4. Bro, 30 hours of getting paid minimum wage. Ugh. Why is there 5 training shifts? I don't fucking know. First off, I don't know. First off, you guys don't want to hear me complaining, then just please skip to another part of the video. I feel like there should be an entrance exam of like, hey, like how much experience do you have and how much training do I need to do? But like, what the fuck? 30 hours. I've been doing this for a minute. And the girl that was training me today, who I just first met, she's like, yeah, I just got into serving. I'm like, what the fuck? Who are you teaching me anything? I mean, granted, there's intricacies of your specific restaurant stuff, and I'm not too bold enough that like I can perfectly know everything about the restaurant. I mean, I understand. But I can fucking figure a lot of shit out, and I know a lot of shit now. Like, I'm a fast learner, and also been doing way too long to be fucking doing 30 hours of minimum wage. Ugh. So, and also doing whatever. I'm happy to have another job, because, like, really, like, Runabout wasn't running it. And part of it is that I had a great shift at Runabout. I had a decent shift on Wednesday. Had a great shift on Thursday, actually. Thursday was, you know what? The server night, like, so what happened was, it's the day before July 4th, so actually, obviously, a lot more people can come out. Like forget it's not Thursday night, it's literally Friday night, right? Because everybody's got Friday off, July 4th, right? So Thursday nights, you know, who the fuck wants to, if everybody's gonna stay home and barbecue on a fucking July 4th, why not go out on Thursday night, right? So we got a little busy here. And then also crazy enough, since everybody's off, we had the week before we had a Love Island watch party, which apparently nobody showed up to. I wasn't there, but we had like 50 plus people show up for this Love Island watch party thing on Thursday, and the other server and I got nice and busy, so we had dinner and that, which went from like 9 to 10. First off, I love girly shit. I used to watch The Hills, OC, the OC, Gossip Girl. I love Mean Girls. Shit, what's that fucking other one with Stacey Dash? Anyway, you guys know. I love all this girly shit. I love girly music. I love all this shit. All right? But I try to watch some of this shit because, like, you know, like, I only could do so much work while people are trying to watch this TV show, and, like, you know, shit was brain dead. I don't know, fuck. Like, it's some kind of, like, reality TV show, and, like, bro, let me tell you, nothing happens. Nothing happens. It's nothing. There's nothing cool happening. And we watch, like, you know, what's that fucking show with Flavor Flav? Like, at least that has something going. Bro, I don't know how people watch this shit. It's unbelievably boring. So, anyway, that's a decent shift. Anyway, I'm just glad to have 2 jobs. From what I understand, like, moving forward after my last training shift tomorrow, which will be another 4 hours, getting to be at 30, I'll finally be working anywhere from, like, 5 to 7 days a week. So we'll see how that goes. Staying busy, right? Yeah, that's what I need. I just need to be working right now. Granted, Runabout's been hit or miss-ish. A little bit overstaffing and how busy it can get. And then this Mexican joint, I don't know. I don't know if they have issues with overstaffing, how much they plan on making. But then again, I just need to be working right now, so it doesn't really fucking matter. But then I also just did burn like a whole fucking week I'm just making minimum wage. That sort of sucks too. Because me not working those days means that I also wasn't working at Runabout, right? So I was training and lost a few shifts because I had to schedule myself to not be able to work at Runabout because I was training at this place. 5 days? Fuck. That's what you get, being the low man on the totem pole, getting into the door. So we'll see how that goes. Ooh, a couple cool things to say about. What Monday I got? No. It was It was, what the fuck day was it? I want to say it was Wednesday. I think it might have been like literally the weekend. I think on Wednesday actually they the steakhouse this like fancy steakhouse. By the way, I had an interview last week right when after I arrived from New York the next day at a fancy steakhouse in the fanciest part of town in Orlando, and I think they plan on opening all the way in like September. So they asked me for a second round interview. I'm like, really? Another round? Because like my interview already went for like 45 minutes an hour. So now this time, instead of like, I guess I think I interviewed with the assistant manager. Now I'm interviewing with the general manager. Okay. Literally asked me the same question. So I was like, why the fuck are we doing this all over again? And so I feel like I answered everything quite well. I obviously have the knowledge, I have the experience, I have great work ethic. I also have the hospitality gene too, the way to treat the way to treat guests and also your fellow coworkers and all that stuff. So either you like me or not. What are you gonna do? Like, sorry, I don't look the part. I ain't got the tattoos. I'm not white. I'm not a pretty girl. It's a short, chubby Asian guy. But I promise you, I make it up with like, great work. Again, all the other stuff that doesn't come with the appearances. Sorry. All right. So we'll see. And then again, they don't open until September. But I feel the ceiling there is where like, like right now I'm like bitching about like these gigs right now, and again like especially the place I'm training at, I feel like, yeah, there's no way. I don't think there's a single server there that has more experience than me, like currently. Yeah, there's no way. That's my guess. So I'm not really learning anything there. Right, like it's been a little bit since I've like worked at a job where I feel like I'm actually learning something, in serving and bartending. Right, actually at Sanford Brewing, I did actually. I actually grew a lot. I mean, I was there almost 6 years. I had to have got stronger and learned a lot in being really good at this job. Probably the most growth I've actually taken in my career. Maybe, but right, like I sort of aspire for better. So like, it would be nice to find somebody to like mentor to where I'm like, oh shit, I'm actually learning something from you. Granted, it's not too much, like, right? Like it's everything's about diminishing returns. When you get good at something, like there's only so much you can learn. Is diminishing returns to how much more you can learn, right? So, but yeah, maybe this steakhouse thing works out. I don't know. I did second round interview. I don't know if they like me. I don't know if they'll hire me. They don't even fucking announce this shit till like August, and we just started July. And then they don't announce. Apparently, I'm not going to hear back till like end of July or August or some shit. And then they're not going to open until September. So we're talking miles away, right? Which is also a little bit hairy, because anytime you open up a place, it's always going to be overstaffed. So it's hard for people to make money at first, right? Because like they're trying to set they want the best customer service. They want to be fucking up. So nobody's going to be making money for a minute. And then you got to see who ends up leaving, because like I can't afford just like not making money for like 3, 4, 5 months and then letting the place figure itself out, right? Like I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. What else I got to fucking say? I had a whole rant about. You know what? I'll give you guys a rant right now, so you guys get the nice chunky rant. What's this rant about? It's about this idea of like bartending or serving. It's like, I'm gonna tell it to you guys, and you guys pause the video. What makes more money, being a server or a bartender? And pause the video and think about it if you need time. I'm going to give you the answer. And from my experience, the server. Which is crazy, because I think a lot of people like consider bartender to be cool. A lot of people that I work with, almost all the bartenders I work with think it's cool. Like I don't need to go to tables. Because what happens basically is that like when you serve, like you do deal with people that are like needy, complaints. At a bar, you don't actually, you don't walk up to the guests. You don't actually, like, there's less of that kind of like expectation of like servicing a table and they got kids and this and that and old lady, right? The bar has a little bit just like a more limited amount of interaction. But let me tell you, from almost Every single job I've had, serving makes more money, which is crazy because then I have a lot of bartenders that literally refuse to do serving. I'm like, bro, so you're working in this industry to take a hit on your income just because you have pride in the sense of like you won't deal with XYZ when that servers have to deal with. Forget about it. Like, no way. Granted, like, it's a weird combination of like things because like in my mind, like a bartender definitely needs like more knowledge and experience, right? Like, right? Because like you have to know technique. At least in my world, in my envision of how you'd be needed bartender, you need to know how to like shake drinks, stir drinks, understand, aperitifs, digestifs, different bourbons, different wine. Like, right? There's some beer. You have that knowledge on this shit. Versus, I feel server doesn't need as much, and they can rely on the bartender. Like, literally have servers walk up to myself as a bartender. Hey, what right? I'm like, how can you make this drink? Because they don't know what ingredients are in it, but I do. But yes, so why is that the case? Well, it's just freaking common sense. Okay, so I got a table right here, right? You go right now. This table can fit 4 people. 4 people. We sit down. Every single one of us is going to order an entree, so that's like $20 right there. Bang. Each one of us would probably order a drink or 2. That's 1.5 drinks. Bang. $15. Bro, each one of us. That's 70. That's 30. $35, $140 in sales right there, right? 20% on that, boom, you can do some math. Well, now let's say you got a bar. Do you think 4 people sitting at a bar spend $35 each? No. A very good amount of them is like, yeah. And, it's just like, it makes me like want to shoot myself in the head sometimes. But they said that, oh man, I'm stuffed. I ate a big meal. I just want 1 beer. And I'm like, great. And like obviously like none of this like it reflects to the guests, but in the back of my mind I'm like, great, I can't wait to make $1. Versus like, right, like this person make like, is like kill, like I see a server right there dealing with a 4 top, a 6 top, an 8 top. Again 4 times 35, 6 times 35, 8 times 35. And I got this motherfucker sat down with his friend. Both of them just had a big ass meal apparently, and they're gonna spend $16 combined. Right? So, like, you can sort of think about the math. And granted, like, even at Runabout, we have a decent, nice kind of like a situation where couples will order a couple drinks and have an appetizer and some oysters and entrees too. Cool. That's 2 people. Right? At the bar, you're never going to have 4 to 6 people at once doing that, right? Like, when you get hit with the table at a server, you can raise up. And it's just, again, it's common sense. You guys this makes some sense to you guys. Like, the more you spend, 20% of that is my paycheck. Versus at the bar, a good amount of the business is, not like a majority, but a good amount of the business is like, all right, I'm going to have 1 or 2 beers. That's it. Sure, that's fine. But, and then granted, there is the world, it obviously exists, where the servers give part of their like tips. So what happens is the bartender like makes the drinks, pours the beers, shakes the cocktails, like makes the drinks and then leaves them at a service station, and then the server brings it to the table. You guys have seen how restaurants work. But it's really not that much. You think about it. Because think about it. That's just the drinks. Like, really, a majority of the server's income comes from the food being served. Right? The food, 1 or 2 drinks, that's, like, okay. So let's say, okay, here's a good example. I run about a beer is $8. So let's say they tip 20% on that. It's $1.60. I actually don't know the specific number that we make off of that as a bartender. Like, we get a tip out. Let's be ambitious and say it's half of it. It's definitely not. It's 8. I make 80 cents off that thing. That means fuck all 80 cents off of a couple beers, right? Let's say the table has 5 beers, 80 cents, bang. That's $4. The fuck am I doing with $4, right? Versus like, they want to get, this table gets an order of oysters, $28, plus a nice steak right there. That's $22 right there. Boom, boom. That's $40 right there. 20% of $40, $8, right? Like, boom, you already just made $8 out of nowhere versus, just entire tables of beers barely made that for the bartender, right? So even with the tip out, it doesn't really, like, break up the difference. And, yeah. I mean, granted, I bet there's some fucking places where you make god-awful money or god-amazing money as a bartender. Dive bars, clubs, fancy cocktail bars. And, yeah, I know those jobs exist. High volume stuff like, the resorts, Disney, these are the kind of dream job bartending jobs that I need to look at. But like a regular Joe Schmo kind of like regular-ish kind of restaurant, you want to be serving. You want to be on the floor. You want to be pounding the pavement. You want to be serving food and drinks, not just standing around serving Dink and Dunkin' 1 or 2 beers at once, because that's not gonna do shit. And granted, again, people do spend money, but you're never gonna get the ceiling that serving does. So it's a little lesson for you guys. What does that mean for me, bro? I love it, because anytime someone wants to hire me, I'm like, yo, I'm available, because like that's useful, right? Like I'm available for whatever you need, and obviously for me, that's whatever I need to make as much money as possible, right? So that opens up possibilities for me, because that's the other thing. Like almost all the bartenders I've ever worked with have this like weird. So like in the world of hospitality, I call it the hospitality gene, where you have there's an ability to like, and I didn't realize it. Like I realized I had the hospitality gene when I was like 16 or 17. I was working at Dunkin' Donuts or some shit. I was like 17 or 18, I think, I'm working at Dunkin' Donuts. I was like, man, I gotta have a hospitality gene. Like people were like, oh, nice to me, like, oh, you're doing a great job, and like just the ability to like talk to guests and like sort of enjoy that interaction and like not take it home where like people bitch, and like I'm like, okay, cool, I got you, and like, you know, smile and just go along with it and roll with the punches. I like, a lot of people don't like that. A lot of them can't take nasty complaints and nasty people saying nasty things to you in a nasty mood, because apparently that's how you should treat a fucking Dunkin' Donuts employee or a server or bartender, because, you know, like, you're gonna get somewhere in life doing that. Like, nah, not really, but good luck. Yeah, but you know, I don't even take a chin. It literally like just throwing me punches and just goes like this, and I'm like, okay, cool, like, you know, I just go like, yeah, so sorry, yeah, I got you. Let me figure this out. You know, like I having the hospitality gene is pretty cool. But the other thing that I notice people have is a bartender gene, which is weird enough, where it's like, yeah, I'm working behind the bar. Yeah, nah, I don't serve tables. I don't do that no more. Nah, I don't walk up to tables. I don't deal with people at serving. Nah, I'm behind the bar. So that kind of thing exists, and it's almost all bartenders I've worked with. And I'm in my world, I'm like, bro, the boss move is make as much money as possible. So if you're standing behind the bar, like, yeah, cool, yeah, man, yeah, I'm the bartender. If that's you and the server's making more than you, your attitude sucks. No offense. Like, I ain't here to have fun. I mean, I am here to have fun, but I'm here for I'm here for the dollars and pennies. And like, motherfucker, if serving's where it's at, I'm doing it. So until next time, cheers. Hope you learned something about the industry today. Good luck to me. I cannot wait to stop training tomorrow, and we shall see. And by the way, I'm still looking for shit. By the way, oh man, what a fucking news I have for you. Thursday, the mayor of the town I live in, the mayor who's a regular at Stanford Brewing, sent me a message on Facebook and say, hey, by the way, this wine bar in this cool part of town is hiring. I know the owner or chef. Give him my name. I'm like, what the fuck? So that's a fucking awesome kind of dream. By the way, these are the things I probably could do a whole video about. That's the kind of dream job I had at Stanford Brewing. Made insane hourly. Only worked like 30 so hours a week. Made my best friends of all Florida there. Met all these amazing regulars. Grew so much in like experience and hustle, and my ability to do my job as a server bartender so much better. This is a unicorn job. And I try not to mention these things because it just gets me really depressed thinking about how that like beautiful situation that I was working at this job for like 5-6 years just disappeared. It's so amazing. So amazing. So I try not to think about these things. But anyway, that's really generous that he mentioned that. So anyway, this bar opens up back up in like Tuesday. Bro, I'm going to be there with a resume. You know me. That's so nice. It's the mayor of my town. The fuck? Until next time, cheers later.